Welcome back, everybody. Last year, our sister station 620 WTMJ gave away a fully restored 1969 Mustang Restomod. This year, they are taking their classic free ride to a whole new level.
Look at that right there. Check out this baby.
Right here in our studio.
1979 Pontiac Firebird Trans-AM, also known as the BANDIT. That's what you saw kind of on that on the license plate. A little bit reading there. Here to tell us more about it we're with Gene Miller from 620 WTMJ and Steve Valenti from Valenti Classics. Good to have you guys here.
Good to be here. Thank you.
This
what
is
up,
exciting.
I worked all day and all night. I didn't do a darn thing. Steve and the guys at Valenti did all the work. A lot of work.
Yeah, completely rebuilt it. What did you guys do?
Well, we put, there's about 700 hours put into this car. We could have used Gene's help at the last minute there.
Never seen me with a wrench, have you?
No, not yet.
Not a good thing.
But yeah, it was kind of touch and go there at the end. We weren't sure if we were going to make the deadline or not, but our crew is pretty amazing, and they pushed through and put in some late hours to get it done. The day before we delivered it to the set, they were up till after 12:30 finishing it off. So.
Well, we're watching that sort of sped up video of the build of it to see how it kind of went. I mean, that makes it look super easy and fast, but a lot of hours went into it. Where do you find all the parts and everything to remake and rebuild something like this?
We had a good sponsor this year. The Parts Place was our key sponsor for a lot of the components on the vehicle. Paint, we use a PPG as our supplier for all the paint products, but and then our local parts supplier that anybody here can use is Advanced Auto. They got us all the tune-up components, the carburetor, the belts, the hoses, and the brake components. So.
Here's what I always wonder about cars like this, and I thought about it last year when we looked at the car too, is do people actually take it out and drive it around, like say on a sunny Saturday morning, like down by the beach, or is this truly just a showpiece that people kind of, you know, show off?
Well, a little bit of both, I guess. I mean, this is a car you can get in, turn the key. We've gone through all the mechanical components, so it is dependable. And why not? It's survived this long. If you have a hiccup, we can fix it. Just bring it back to our shop.
We're looking under the hood. What do you want to tell us about what's under there?
That's the original 6.6-liter V8 engine that came with the car. That, if you go to the Classic Freeride Garage site, you'll see that it was pulled completely apart. It was a bare block, and all of the mechanical components were rebuilt. Transmission was redone, and then it was put back in.
What about the before? Because some of those pictures show, I think, just how much work went into it. When you first look at a car like this, are you like, whoa, that's going to be a lot of work?
Well, there's some that you just forget about right out of the gate because they're just too far gone to bring back. And so instead of a restoration, we kind of joke about them, calling them a resurrection.
Need a little miracle, some holy water.
But, you know, you'd think you've got a pretty good handle on what it needs. There's always hidden damage that you uncover when you start taking it apart, and that's just par for the course. You just go at it and keep going until we fix it. Talk
about the inspiration a little bit, because this was inspired by a movie.
Yeah, this is Burt Reynolds' Smokey and the Bandit. So that's kind of the whole theme behind this. This car is actually an SE, which is a special edition model, which is the gold package, which is identical to what Burt Reynolds was driving around in Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, it's got that really cool decal on the front, just like you saw in the movie. It's got the T-tops. What about the hubcaps? Because I'm not sure I've ever seen one like this, and you call it a snowflake.
Yeah, it's a snowflake.
Right? Yeah,
snowflake wheel. They had two designs: a snowflake and then the honeycomb. And this one, the Smokey and the Bandit car, had the snowflake style.
This is pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to also hop inside because
we've got two cameras inside here. Tell us a little bit about what we can see in here, because is that a CB radio?
It is, yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everybody's
Come in, good buddy. Breaker 394. Be a good buddy. Isn't that what he always said, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, go with it. My brother would be mad if I said the wrong thing there.
Right.
This, all gold.
Yep.
Pretty cool here.
That was all completely restored. It's called engine turned, and it was a gold finish, so that we had redone. Yeah, and the CB, everybody's going to have to watch the movie again. If they haven't seen it, it'll be cool to watch, and then you can see all the similarities between this car and the movie car.
Does the radio still work? And like, it's so funny because we were talking about smoking at the beginning, and I see the little lighter right there that you don't see a lot anymore in cars.
Yeah, right here.
Yep. Yeah, we actually just put the CB in place of a stereo in this car.
Okay.
Because that was the neat focus for us anyway.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
Cool steering wheel refinished.
Really this would be a fun thing for people to take in a parade too.
Sure.
That's why I feel like I've seen cars like this. Take the T-tops off.
Yeah, there you go.
Cruise around.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
once you hear it run, though, it's got there's plenty of power there, and it's got a pretty interesting sound to it, pretty throaty sound. So it's going to be hard to just go at parades.
Can't sneak up on anybody.
Do you want Tiffany to start it up?
Yeah,
Just
right.
kidding.
I don't think you can start up here. Oh, you want us to pop the hood again? We
That
saw
would
under
not
the
be
hood
good,
a little bit.
right?
All right.
Oh, yeah,
so how
that
can
is
people win
awesome.
this? Let's talk about how people can actually have their
Yeah,
chance
go
to come
through
in,
some of
sit
the
inside,
details.
check it
Same
out.
drill as we've done in years past. We will have events, 20 to 30 of them throughout the summer with 620 WTMJ, various sponsors. People can show up, 2-hour appearances, see the car in the flesh, which is the best way to see it, of course. Lay hands on it, ask Steve and the guys questions, and then sign up. And at each stop, we will have one finalist chosen from everybody that shows up. And then that batch of finalists goes into the bin, and then at the very end of the campaign, one person drives away with the car.
That
Very
is
simple.
so cool. The first event for this car is happening this Thursday. It's at Woodman's, which is in Oak Creek. So from 4 to 6 p.m., that's where people can stop by, actually see it, because the car will be there in person, and people have a chance to enter there. And then there'll be a finalist selected that's during that same time.
At every stop, there's one finalist chosen, and then that batch of finalists all gets thrown into the heap, and then at the very end, we pick one winner who gets to drive home with it. We also have a second chance for you to win, second chance scratch-offs at each appearance as well.
So people don't enter online. This is something that people do in person at the events.
Come on up and see us at the events. First one is
Awesome.
Thursday.
Do they have to be present too to be chosen as the finalist?
They
at the
can
end?
leave. They can leave. We'll find them. We'll track
So
them
you
down.
just gotta show up.
You bet. Show up, fill out your form. You have to be an adult and licensed driver in Wisconsin, from Wisconsin State resident.
Those are the only requirements. I love it. This car looks fantastic.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for driving
Really
it into our
beautiful.
studio. That is
Love
so
it.
cool to have a car here. We appreciate it. And Gene, good luck with all the events
Yeah.
you have
Thank
coming
you.
up this summer.
Can't wait to show off.
Super fun. Love it. Thank you so much.